talks, as we were discussing last time about Maudoodi. I personally call him Mardudi because he came from India against the creation of Pakistan, calling every Muslim leader a kafir and incapable to run a Muslim state. This idiot, because he never worked in his life, he never did any business, he had no idea about life, and all he was barking was about 7th century mentality. And Jamaat Islami is one party which created this fundamentalist mentality, the radical mentality, which is attached to Wahhabis and the Salafis, because they think this is 7th century back again, and if we start beheading people and killing people, the world will get scared and we can establish our caliphate. By caliphate, they mean the power of the Arabs. So everything Maudoodi did was actually to benefit Saudis. He used to get some funds from there, and he used to print hundreds and thousands of small booklets about Muhammad and his seerah, and which he copied from all the Muslim uh, books, which were basically all fiction, and there were no facts in it because Muhammad, his life was so clear from day one that even his own associates did not like him, particularly the womanizing. Particularly, he forced his closest friend Abu Bakr to give his 9 or 6 year old daughter into his marriage, and then the daughter of Omar into his marriage, and then later on, when he took over Mecca, he got the daughter of Abu Sufyan. And all these girls were 40 years younger, 40, 45 years younger than him. But because he was being used by these Arab tribes, Arab leaders, they said, that's fine. Women have no rights anyway in our society. So if he want to misuse them like we misuse, that's fine as long as he can bring special ayahs from Allah which suit us, which approve what we are doing, which was basically plundering and slavery and selling women in the market and making harams and all that. So Maududi was actually the most prominent Wahhabi preacher who was influenced by another crook, Abdul Wahab in Saudi Arabia, who was literally responsible to create this shit of Wahhabism and the religion where the shirk becomes the biggest sin. And then he proved everybody or called everybody a mushrik. All other sects were mushrik in front of us. But the main thing which he believed and which Maududi also preached was that if we take the sword, if we take the power, then we can do things as we wish. He decided before it was the only preaching party, but then he decided to go in politics and he lost most of his sincere associates like Amin Hassan Islahi and other people who did not approve his party participating in politics because Maududi was such a low IQ stupid that he thought he has to get power by hook or by crook. He did not approve democracy in Islam, as no mullah will ever say Islam has democracy, because Islam has the absolute racist ideology, where only Arabs are supreme, and the mullah is supreme, and the people who have sold is supreme. Other than that, nobody has any right. But he continued it, and then he came to Pakistan, and he was the reason why Pakistan is in such abysmal and destructive position. And from the beginning, I mean, we saw that these Jamati people, like there was one incident where one of the PIA truck driver who was Jamati, He overran a deputy Polish foreign minister and killed him and killed few more people because he saw the woman shaking hand with him. Now, Qaid ideology was that we have to bring women in every phase of life. And he knew that because without women's participation, we are doomed. There is no way Pakistan can progress without full participation of women. And he advised the nation to give them education, give them respect, and give them opportunity. And then from 1950, when he had this, 1953, he had the chance to demonstrate against Qadianis. He killed more than 2,000 people. 2,000 people were killed in that uprising against Qadianis and the government. And then he was convicted, sent to jail, and to be hanged. But then Saudis, who had the big itch in his favor, they forced Pakistan government and they talked to the military generals to spare his life. And then again, that disease spread so rapidly in Pakistan that everybody want to be a jihadi. Everybody want to be a warrior. Everybody want to be a Khalid bin Walid. Everybody want to be a Umar bin Khattab without knowing that those people who were very clearly nothing but barbarians. They had no civilized ideology in mind. They did not do justice to anybody except for their friends, their tribal leaders, and Arabs who were very close to them. Even the poor Arabs were only the war fodder. They were never favored or supported or given any rights. It was only the rich Arabs and then tribal leaders and then the mullahs who joined hand together to exploit everybody in Middle East. And then later when they got chance, they overran the other empires. But not even a single civilized ideology came from that time. Even today, when we see that the Sharia system wrote after 250 years, which showed some glimpse of what Muhammad did or his associates did during his time in Medina and later by four caliphs, it was an absolute barbarism. There was no reason to attack your neighbors 93 times. And then during the four caliphs, they attacked every other country and tried to take it over. They succeeded mostly because their war tactics were very dangerous. They believed in night raids. They believed in controlling the city waters and, that kind of thing. But this world never saw any civilized ideology or any civilized act by this group. But the Wahhabis, who actually started in 18th century, they had this idea that we have to do the same terrorism again. Most of the people, if you talk this, they will say, we don't approve fundamentalism. We don't approve radicalism. But by fundamentalism means that we will do the same thing which Muhammad did in Medina, or his four caliphs did, or later Umayyad did. That is the fundamentalism. That means that you only can accept this world as under your slave, as a slave. You will not allow any country to stay independent. Although all Muslim worlds are signatory to UN Charter, but the Wahhabi gang like Saudis or UAEs or Qatar, these people, they said, oh, this is Sulh Hudaybiyah. That means we are doing it because we are weak. When we are strong, then we'll get rid of United Nations and we'll take over the world. That is the type of mentality. But the Pakistanis, who were in no position to do anything for their own country, if they use this fundamentalist mentality, openly they said they don't like fundamentalists. And they put some of the fundamentalist people in jail as well on the insistence of Western and American governments. But internally, they all think that that time was perfect. That is the time which Ziaulak wanted every Pakistani to follow. That is why when Afghan war started, these Jamatis, they went to Afghanistan in droves. They were trained, they were given Kalashnikovs and armed training. And when they come back from there, they terrorized the cities. They terrorized their own people. And the same thing was done by other jihadis created by ISI during the Afghan war. When they came back, many of them were used in Kashmir, and when that didn't work, they revolted against Pakistan military, because they openly said that this country has to have Islamic system. You have to get rid of interest. Now, these people are so naive, are so stupid, are so ignorant, are so illiterate that they have no idea what interest is. They just see the word interest, and then every mullah starts shouting and giving sermons. They don't know that bank interest is not an interest. What Quran says, even if you think that Quran injunction should be implemented, Quran says do not take interest 100%. Very clearly, dune par duna means 100%, which is not even charged by pawn shops in America or other countries. Their interest is like 30-40%. But the bank's interest is very nominal. And that is the main reason why how the economy grows. But these Jamatis in the beginning said, oh no, interest haram, stock market haram, credit card haram. But later, when the Saudis got money and they started their own Islamic banking, now the credit cards are also Islamic. Now the stock market is also Islamic. Now the banking is also Islamic. And the travesty is that those interest charges which these Islamic bank charge to their customer in the name of operating expenses is more than the bank interest. So the Saudis who got money now exploiting the monetary system for their benefits to make more and more money at the cost of poor Pakistanis. And the Pakistanis, they are so dumbass that they don't understand that this shit of religion, particularly the Wahabi religion, is the reason why they have been destroyed. It is this religion which tells them go to Hajj and Umrah and you will be like a newborn baby. Absolute shit. First of all, I've said previously, Mecca is fake. Pakistanis are wasting their billions of dollars, over $5 to $6 billion in this shitty ritual. And then we have this Islamic banking system which is fleecing the nation. So Islam in particular, particularly the Arabs, are the main reason why Pakistan has been destroyed and is can never recover from this shit. And the same Wahhabis who said, oh, Hindus need to be converted and we need to kill all Hindus as Muhammad did in 7th century and took over their Makkah and all that nonsense. And now they are giving highest award to a great Indian leader called Modi or other leaders. And now they are going to India bypassing the Pakistan. They don't even want to come to Pakistan while they are spending billions or investing billions in India, because India is now a superpower. And it is a superpower because of the democracy, the laws and democratic institutions established by Britishers. They followed it, they did not change it. In some cases, they improved it. And now they are the superpower. And the Pakistan, who had the same system, ditched it in favor of the shit of Islam, and now they are in a ditch. Nobody can take them out. Their status in the Arab eyes is like a dog. And anyone can see the statement of a Saudi mullah, which says these non-Arabs, Muslims, they are our dogs. But Pakistanis have no shame left, have no honor left. They are such a slave of Arab thuggery that they do not have power to speak against it. One minister said something and he was fired next day. Another minister said something, he was fired in 2 days. This is how depressed this nation is. And there is no way that they can come out of it. Even if Imran Khan comes back to power, this GHQ gang will never listen to the civilized civil people. And they say, oh, all political parties are corrupt, whereas they are the epitome of corruption. Every corruption in Pakistan has been started by GHQ gang. And because their IQ is so low, they cannot comprehend, they cannot understand that where the world is going and through what means and what ideology. They still believe Pakistan was created for Islam. The worst shitty idea anyone can say in Pakistan, because Pakistan was not created for Islam. Pakistan was created for the Muslims of India. Islam was not even single time mentioned in 41 years struggle of Muslim League. Every time they say Muslims of India, because Muslims of India had different Islam and their Islam has too much difference. So bringing Islam will definitely make sure Pakistan never created, because all the minorities in Islam today who are declared by these Wahhabis kafir, they are the one who struggled to establish this country. And all these Wahhabi, and there was no Wahhabi at that time who was in favor of Pakistan creation, like this Deobandi. They were against Pakistan creation. Arabs were against Pakistan creation. Every mullah was against Pakistan creation. So the whole religious outlook, which Allah, Muhammad, Mullah, Islam, they were not in favor of creation of Pakistan. But one man single-handedly created this country and gave this country to these idiots who are running it now on a plate. But they destroyed it from their own hand. He had clearly advised not to fall in the trap of religion. He had clearly advised. As a matter of fact, he used to make joke. In one of the cabinet meeting, Qaid-e-Azam was talking to the finance minister, and then when finance minister said about something raising taxes, he said very clearly, do you want to make this country Saudi Arabia? Means take money by force? We can't do that. We are following civilized ideology. But today, we see every Pakistani has a shit of religion in his mind. He is unable to think rationally. The bureaucrats are totally brain dead. Nobody in Pakistan can say where the blame lies. Everybody says, oh, corruption बहुत हो गया है. Oh, corruption है Pakistan को. I know there is corruption. But the reason why Pakistan economy did not increase like India or like Europe when they had all the opportunities was because of this religion and the stupid culture created on the basis of this religious ideology, where you put all onus on women, take out their rights, you kill them mercilessly, you force them to sit in indoor, you force them to cover their head. I mean, makes no sense. I mean, the hair industry in Western is billions and billions of dollars. And here is the main beauty in women. It's eyes and hairs. These two which make women to be looked on. And they want to make sure that they look ugly. Because it was 7th century tradition. And it was only for the wives of Muhammad. Because Muhammad always feared about his wives. But today we are free. Why do we have to put that much onus on women? Raise them as you raise your sons. Give them respect as civilized world does. Give them the authority. Give them the confidence. Though they can be as effective as the Western women. When Pakistani women go overseas, they do wonders. Why they cannot do anything here? Because they are slaves. They are the slaves of the slaves. First of all, every Pakistani is a slave. And then the woman is his slave, who he can beat in tradition of Muhammad, who they can hurt, who do not, they can consider them half the man, and all that nonsense. Folks, the nation is doomed, and as I said previously, has to be dismantled because there is no way you can take this crooked ideology from the minds of people unless they have a big explosion, big shock. And that shock can be when you get rid of this country because it is owned by alien army who is so corrupt that there is not even a single hair in their body which is not corrupt. And they are destroying the civilian order. They are hurting everybody. And I don't see any chance them running away at this time unless the international community take action and make these journals who are very low IQ, second or third class interpass, make a run to their life. God bless. Think about it.